Hi everyone, this lesson goes over the definition of the order of operations and how we use it in various examples. First of all, the order of operation is a convention, which is basically a rule that we follow, and they are parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. A few things to remember is that you should always first work within the parentheses, and you should always try to expand the exponent to understand what it means. Multiplication and division are followed by left to right, which is first come, first operate. And same thing applies to addition. First come, first operate. In the example given, we will be solving 3 squared minus 4 plus 2 to the 4th power times 2 divided by 6. And the first thing you should always do before you begin is write PEMDAS down on the side so it can remind you which one should come first. We will always start with the parentheses inside right here, and we will always expand the exponent. So 3 squared means 3 times 3, and that should give me 9. 2 to the 4th power means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which will give us 16, minus the 4 in the middle. This is still within the parentheses, so we have to continue solving it, and we are up to addition and subtraction. Remember how I said earlier, for addition and subtraction, we have to do first come, first operate. So we will subtract first. And 9 subtract 4 gives you 5, plus the 16, which will bring us down to 21. And we will bring down what we haven't operated yet, which is times 2. Divided by 6, and we are doing multiplication and division, so first come, first operate, which means we will multiply first, giving us 42, and then we divide it by 6, which will bring us to 7 as the final answer. In the next example, we will always again begin by writing PEMDAS on the side. The first thing I want to actually go over is the fact that this line right here means division, and also helps to group numbers with the top and the bottom separately. So for grouping, we can actually put 4 squared times 3 to the power of 2 in parentheses, and the line will be replaced with a division sign and dividing it by 8 at the end. So working within the parentheses, 4 squared means 4 times 4, which will give us 16, and 3 squared means 3 times 3, which gives us 9. Since we are still within the parentheses, we will continue operating it, and 16 times 9 will give us 144. Bringing what haven't been operated down, you have 144 divided by 8, which will bring you 18 as your final answer. In this last question, there's a few things I want to teach before we actually get to the question. Notice there's a 0 power right here. The first thing that I want to go over is the fact that any number to the power of 0 equals to 1. Such as 2 to the power of 0 will be 1, 3 to the power of 0 equals to 1, 5 to the power of 0 equals to 1, so it's 152 to the power of 0, which will still be 1. Giving that talk, please consider finding out why this is the case, and we can discuss more in class. Coming back to the question, the first thing that we want to make sure we know is that this line means grouping and dividing, which means we will operate the top first before we get to the bottom. Following PEMDAS, the first thing we should do is operating the inner part right here, which we get 5 to the power of 0 plus 152 to the power of 0, and both will give us 1. And 1 plus 1 will give us 2. And copying down the rest from the question, we get 2 plus 20 divided by 2 times 5. And if we follow PEMDAS again, we should divide before we multiply or add. So we get 20 divided by 2, which gives us 10. Copying down whatever that hasn't been operated, we get 2 plus 10 times 5. And according to PEMDAS, again, we should multiply before we add. So we have 10 times 5, which gives us 50, plus the 2, and that would lead us into 52. Don't forget that there is still the 10 from earlier, so we have to bring this 10 down. We get 52 divided by the last thing, which is the 10, and that would bring us 5.2 as the final answer. Again, please take your time and go over this question and why any number to the power of 0 equals to 1. That's it for the lesson.